And a thorough effort by the visiting Montreal Canadiens, who wind up with a split in Vancouver.
Puck's on net and driving it, making it a hard night on him.
In which I would love rum right now, but I gotta wait 2 years. I gotta just wait 2 more years, right?
On the waiting for rum note, this is the best post-game show in town, the Pucks Net post-game show, brought to you, no sponsor this week. Canucks fall 5-1 to the Montreal Canadiens.
5-1. That's 5 goals to 1.
That's
crazy.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I've never seen that ever. I did not expect that to happen, Ryan. Did you expect that to happen?
No, because my thing was the Canucks don't need Elias Pettersson anymore, and they don't need to play very well in their own zone. So they'll just rely on Thatcher Demko, and then they'll figure it out. They'll score with 30 seconds left, and Brock Besser will score, and then that'll be that. That's how this works, right?
Dude, are you super amped for 2 years from now? When
2 more years?
2 more years? We should get 2 more year shirts.
I mean,
what's that? Wait, sorry. What's that Grizzly Bear song? What is it? Oh no, it's 2 weeks, not 2 years. God damn it.
I mean, we've sold probably like 10 Big Hog shirts all around the world so far. So, I mean, just a shirt that is 2 more years in Canucks font and colors is going to be what the fans want.
You know, it'd be hilarious is if that Big Hog shirt that we made like goes to, let's say, some other country and is taken completely out of context.
I think
like,
it will. It's going to be taken out of context anywhere you wear that thing. Did I buy one tonight? I did buy one.
I don't know. That'd be really bad is if we go out in the States and we're watching CNN and like Antifa is wearing all of our Big Hog shirts and we're like, what? That is not what we I mean, you know, pick your lane.
It's a good lane to be in. I'm not going to lie. I'm not necessarily too far on either side is bad. Let's just say that. And on that note, that's how the Canucks game wound up going tonight. Latest game in NHL history. That's my record keeping. So, you know, that's just the facts. This is one like these are late nights already for us, and we're going to do a post game show. But I mean, this was not a national game. And there was no double headers. This was, let's just have it start at 8:00 for whatever reason. And if you learn something from the playoffs, when the Canucks went into overtime, riding high on Bubble Demko, everybody made note. They didn't joke. They let everyone know that it was past his bedtime because he is a responsible boy. So I just imagine like we have that lingering millennial anxiety of just life and the pandemic weighing on us. He knew that he would be up past his bedtime, and that's why he didn't play out of his mind tonight. Oh wait, yes he did.
Wait, what? Wait, lad, we're gonna have a quick timeout, Ryan. Are you saying that Thatcher Demko didn't play out of his mind tonight?
I noticed one player for the Canucks positively, and his name was
I'm leaving.
Are you kidding? We are on the same page. We're not talking about Tanner Pearson. We're talking about Thatcher Demko. Taking the role of every hero of sports yesteryear out of the Pacific Northwest. God damn, he played so well. If only he could have some run support. He was Felix Hernandez, former Seattle Mariners ace in a 2-1 gem of a pitching performance.
Ryan, tonight, I swear to God.
You swearing?
If I hear like one dude from the Fraser Valley when I'm sleeping, this is what I do. I go to bed. I listen to the second best post game show in Vancouver.
It's fine.
That allows callers.
Somebody's got it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, calls are banned. A handful of people watching right now. You know, the chat is working right now.
Chat's working. Go for the chat. Don't call. We don't want any of your fucking like, hey guys, what's going on? Oh god, sorry. I'm gonna. Sorry, the Wi-Fi here at McDonald's is bad. Oh wow, what a game. This is what I do. I lay in that bed, I sleep, and I put on the second best post game show in Vancouver.
Good idea.
And I listen until they get the callers. And if I swear to God, Ryan, if tonight some fucking guy named Dennis from I don't know
Maple Ridge,
the Maple Ridge, or like Delta, or I fucking Snohomish.
Delta Dennis coming in hot.
Delta Dennis coming in real hot, and he calls in and he's like, "Yeah, we needed to. Tonight was the night in which Jacob Markstrom was thoroughly missed." I swear to God.
No, this is the
What more is Thatcher supposed to do? That poor I mean, the person who I feel really bad for tonight in another game is Matt Murray, because I just feel at this point Matt Murray is going to be like, "Hey, y'all got any of those Marian Hossa skin jersey thingies? Because I would love one, because I don't enjoy playing this sport anymore."
Wait, Corey Crawford could retire. Can I do that?
Can I do that? That would be amazing. But yeah, no, Thatcher Demko, I think played fucking. He's in a zone. It's just this team's this team is so top heavy, and it shows that if a certain quartet or a five-tet or whatever of players are not on the ice at one time, it's like, okay, well, the ship's leaking. Okay, thank God these guys are on the ice. Okay, we're even. Oh God, we're back to the ship's leaking. God forsake, JT Miller getting into a fight. I totally understand it. You want to fucking throw the mitts and you want to just get into it and be physical, but you're taking yourself out of 5 minutes. So now,
dude, there was
a Montreal who has like 14 second line wingers.
That's all they got.
Sure. Ben Sherratt broke his hand, but JT Miller's off, and then it's like, okay, Brandon Sutter or Adam Gaudette is now for 5 minutes. You were second line center, and it's
the one thing that scared me was I'm like, okay, JT Miller's going off, and if you watch that fight, it was a staged fight to some extent off the draw, and two guys punching each other, once in the visor, one breaking, his hand or whatever in the process. But right around that time, they're like, oh, Brandon Sutter has gone to the room. I think it was just equipment issues, because it happened again to start the third. But I'm like, you don't have Elias Pettersson. You don't have JT Miller. Brandon Sutter is now, mysterious. He's not around. Like, Is Bo Horvat going to play like 46 minutes tonight? Is he going to be Manny Malhotra?
By God, that's Harold Jerkin's music. Like he just comes out. For the longest time, I like, this was maybe 3-4 years ago during like the weird Willie years. I was like, Harold Jerkin's only 38. Why not? Like,
there's Brendan Morrison. Actually, he was a face-off man.
Oh, BMO is a god, but it's just, this is, like you said, like, there's this discussion about, oh, well, we would love to run 3 centers deep, have Bo or Elias, Bo, and then JT Miller on a third line. It's like, you could have had, you can have that. That actually isn't a terribly difficult thing to do. It's just entirely just hamstrung on how this financially this team is constructed. Yeah. So it's just like that. It is what it is. And now again, it's like, all right, well, we had our fun. We beat Toronto twice. We Thatcher Demko comes out. We beat Toronto twice, and then we beat Montreal. But this, it's just like, is this what the rest of the season is going to be? Is it just going to be this like up, down, up, down, up, down? Hopefully our top six forwards are effective enough in pushing the play that we can rack up points, but when they're not on the ice, God help you.
Well, you have that that McKayle's guy, or Michaels, pardon my mispronunciation. Michaels Crafts. McMichael's Craft Store, locations all around Metro Vancouver. It's thriving in the pandemic, but you have Michael's Craft Store playing second line. You have like the jumble happened early, and it's like the last 3 games, those 2 games against Toronto and the 1 game against Montreal, is a perfect example of everything working perfectly for the Canucks. Well, I'm not going to say that about Montreal game, but like when everyone's bang on all cylinders. When JT Miller does not look like a moody teenager trying to cope with figuring out what puberty is, when he's not slamming his stick and punching things. I'm sorry, but like the one positive I picked up from watching Mike Babcock in the 31 or in the HBO 24/7, when he was very, very aware, and he made body language and positive body language be a thing. And like the Red Wings or the Leafs or whoever he was coaching comes slouching out, and he's like, hey, body language, keep it focused on that. And it just looks like he needs somebody to be like, hey, pick your head up. It's not that heavy, son.
Hey, JT, listen. Here's a list of people that think you're ugly. There's motivation. They think you're ugly. Are you going to stand there and take it? No, everyone likes me. It's fine. Yeah, you know what? It's just like we can come and nitpick like JT Miller spazzing out on the ice a little bit and breaking sticks and trying to get engaged in any way, shape, or form he has to. But more so, it's just like it kind of is what it is. Like, is this team at its peak going to be this like 500 breaking even type of roster, right? And when Thatcher's not on, like, is this just bubble Demko? Like, is this all like is the last two Toronto games and the last Montreal game? Like, was that just bubble Demko? And then it's the same thing with Markstrom last year and the years before. Is that we have seen this before. We've seen this before where it's amazing goaltending, masking it. Elite goaltending is kind of like Febreze. You know, it'll just mask the fucking like the nachos you made like a week ago that are still high, that are just rotting there. And the fact that you haven't picked up your pile of socks. You know, it's just like, Markstrom. It's just everywhere.
Canucks win 5-4.
Yeah, Canucks win 5-4. Everything's fine. We're totally fine. Everything's okay. Yeah, so it's like, you know, like I feel that we're in this weird purgatory where it's like, do we go, like, are we allowed to look at the draft lottery, or are we still cheering? Like, if I'm still cheering, then I just feel like I'm kind of being like a love fool or whatever, like a Cranberries love fool. Or I can just kind of play it safe and say, well, I'm just getting ready to get hurt again, and let's just go down into the draft lottery.
It's tough because, you know, the arguments when they made that little bit of ground in the standings, and, you know, they didn't really make much, but the gap shortened. You go, okay, well, all these Canadian teams are having problems. Everybody's on the block in Toronto now.
Everyone in Toronto's on the
I mean, they've lost 3 in a row, and all of a sudden everything's going to hell. The Toronto Sun is doxing the Leafs right now. You got that happening. You've got the Calgary Flames going to get bag skated into oblivion by Daryl Sutter. The Winnipeg Jets are iffy. The Montreal Canadiens came back to earth. The Ottawa Senators are the Ottawa Senators. But like, all of these things need to happen in the best possible way and in the only way that can benefit the Canucks. And it didn't. It's not happening. And the thing I'm noticing with the Canucks right now is they have one. Just in the group chat or in the YouTube chat, Michael chimes in. It's the Cardigans love fool, Arash. Want to put that out there.
Wait, I'm just gonna go commit suicide. No, so what's the Japanese term? No, it's seppuku.
Yeah,
when you've dishonored your family, and then you just, let me see. What can I? One sec. We got a sword. I don't have a sword right now, but I'll get back to you guys.
We'll use the Patreon money for that.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
But I'm watching a team that there's right now there's about one player a game that is playing for the Canucks and is playing well and looks like an offensive threat and just looks like can make a difference in the game. It's been Brock Besser this game, most of the last game too. Mm-hmm. And it just seems like, you know, when things were tough, you'd have Elias Pettersson that could make something happen. And now it's like there's always a rotating character of which one Canuck is going to be a threat out there, because, man, a lot of them didn't look good tonight.
Well, it's even like this. Like, when people are like, oh, we have scoring by committee. So the 2010, 2011 Canucks in our President's Trophy era times, that was who's next up.
Mhm.
It's scoring by committee. If one person's not going, the other person's going to take over. Like this is the problem, is that if you're one and half of another line aren't effective,
your best scoring chance is going to be Brandon Sutter on a shorthanded breakaway.
Yeah, and so that's why all of this stuff right now in terms of their play, and it's not consistent enough, is like, unless they get that bubble Demko type goaltending, and even tonight, like Thatcher Demko is not the problem.
No,
I don't like what is he supposed to do against
man.
the Sperry Kotkaniemi goal?
Yeah,
where it's like just Nate Schmidt in the back just being like ha 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 home ha ha, and then just coughs it up into the slot, and then boom, it's 3-1.
There were several goals tonight that is just like that Shea Weber power play goal. Like, nobody's stopping that. That is just incredible. He wasn't the problem. I was about to be like, well, the 5-1 goal, that when things were really close. He is not the problem. And he's everything you want to see out of him right now. Is just confident. He's so good. He's so good when there's a clusterfuck in front of the net. I just like he can track the puck so well when there's so many bodies there, and he's just confident. And it'll always it reminds me of watching Corey Schneider play when he was hot, when it was like everything goes right to the crest. Everything is so well positioned. But yeah, I mean, you look at Nate Schmidt, he had 2 giveaways in the game, one that led to Kotkaniemi's goal.
You can't say Colorado Avalanche.
Avalanche.
You can't say Jesperi Kotkaniemi.
I forget where the extra K's and the extra N's are.
Isn't it Kotkaniemi?
Welcome to my world, pal.
Got
a lot of problems here.
Why is this turning into a Missy Elliott song where we're like, and it's like, whoa.
So Nate Schmidt does that. It's like, here, somebody take the puck.
Yeah.
He had another time in the second or third period. He's just, everybody like flustered and like, you can only put so much blame on the Canucks, but like, man, the Montreal Canadiens, when they are on and they're playing like the francophone version of the Cup run Vegas Golden Knights, like they were a high pressure team tonight. The Canucks lost 5-1, but I mean, that was a good team that was on their A game, and like that was pissed off that they they took their foot off the gas and they let one slip away on Monday. So naturally, a good team with a guy like Alex Burrows running things, or someone, is going to be fired up to play.
Yeah, so Montreal just seems to be like one of those teams that if they are on, like they should just show up to the rink, turn on, like just in terms of the 5-line churning team, just flip the switch, everyone go. They should be able to win, majority of, like they should win, or at least be in competitive mindset majority of those games. Now, the last game, that was them just like not on.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was. It just not on. And tonight, that it just shows like it doesn't, like that amount of scoring depth. And it wasn't like it was just Max Pacioretty, circa just that's the only offensive option that they have. And Scott Gomez is trying to throw some passes, and this is the 9th time that Mike Camilleri is on the Montreal Canadiens.
Whoa, how did I get back here?
Oh no, I thought, come on, I want to go back to Calgary. Now I'm in Montreal. Calgary.
LA.
Montreal, we do not take consideration that kind of crap, sir.
They got their new Scott Gomez in the form of Philip Deneau, who hasn't scored a goal in a calendar year. So you always got one.
Wait, can I talk about Philip Deneau for a second?
Oh my God,
Phil Deneau
show.
Philip Deneau is so interesting because his advanced metrics are like mind-blowing. He's mind-blowing. Like
really?
Possession numbers. Yes, he's one of the analytics darlings of the NHL.
Really?
Yeah. Have we talked about this?
No, I mean,
when I was first auditioning for this show before I took it to superstardom, yeah, I brought up that like Philip, no, like if you look at his metrics, like he's like the last few seasons, he's been like a 58% Corsi rating, something even higher.
Interesting.
Corsi 4 at least. The thing with Philip Deneau is that Phil Deneau does not think he's just a second line center. He thinks he's like, I can be a first or a second line center. He's more than a third, right? And it's like he just got his first goal of this season. And he's not scored like 20 or 30 goals a season. He's like maybe a 10 to 15 goal kind of guy, like an Alex Wenberg-esque.
But he thinks, and he could be a 30 goals.
Yeah. So he's a UFA, right? He's a UFA. It's like it's like, all right, like someone, it's going to be really interesting because someone's going to like throw a bit of money at him, like one of these analytics based teams is going to throw out a lot of money at him. They're going to get a really good third line center.
Yeah.
But like, oof, man, like I don't know how much money he's costing himself right now with like the offensive season he's having. Yeah. I mean, they moved Domi, so like hopefully they wanted to give Philip Deneau a bit more time on it.
Moved again.
Yeah, well, that's what you get when you're like, Max Domi, you're gonna figure out our center ice position. It's like, no, he's a winger.
That's a question. That's a question for the next podcast. Is what is Max Domi? Because whatever they think he is, he ain't it.
I just feel like there needs to be this thing where it's like, if you reach the age of 25 and we're still having the NHL conversation, are you a center? You're just not a center.
Hey, Alex Galchenyuk just needs a change of scenery, pal. 30-16, baby.
Oh my God, dude. He is going after the Mike Sillinger record. He's on pace to shatter it. Can you imagine him? Sorry, can you imagine him on Bo Horvat's wing?
Yeah, I can imagine any guy on Bo Horvat's wing. Well, I mean, other wing, because I can only imagine one guy on his left wing.
Well, okay. Well, I'm so happy when Jimbo's going to give fucking the 6x6 to good old Tanner.
That's
his 9 points in 29 games.
Listen, I love him like a child.
Weird. You're so weird.
I love him like a child, but he ain't my favorite child right now. He's playing like absolute.
Well, even when he's playing at his like peak, Ryan, what is he? He's a 40-point scorer. He's 20 goals.
He's everything I would be if I was an NHL player.
I've seen you play, be a pro in NHL, Ryan. Back checking is not one of your fortes.
I have very good hockey IQ.
Oh my God, really?
I'm sorry.
When you're playing NHL 3s, Ryan, question. When you're playing NHL 3s and the defenseman cuts in or goes and rushes in, do you A, crash the net as the trailing forward, or B, cover the point because it's 3s? It's 3-on-3.
I cover the point because I have good hockey IQ, which was instilled upon me at Lake Bonavista Minor Hockey Association. I also have to figure out what the hell Mike Noble, bassist rock star of the Stars of Hotel Mira, is going to do as our centerman, because his roadmap doesn't exist. Enough about the Rain City Cooks and our EASHL team. We need to get back to the Canucks.
No, we don't. We don't. None of our people listening want to know about the Vancouver. We already know about the Vancouver Canucks, Ryan.
I know we've been talking about a lot of relics from the past. We got a great.
Okay, let's go. Sorry, let's go. Our Canucks relics of the past, lightning round edition with Ryan and Arash. Go.
Trevor Letowski.
Artem Chubarov.
Richard Park.
Mats Lindgren.
Brandon Reed.
Mark Schwinnard.
Jason King.
Tommy Santala.
Brad Isbister.
Murray Barron.
Byron Ritchie.
Yorkie Lume.
Bit of a namesake there.
Okay.
Corey Hirsch.
Oh, you're going to bring Hershey into this?
Come on.
What are you doing? He's one of the broadcasters. What are you doing? All right, well done. See, right. Michael wants to know more about the Rain City Cooks.
Let's
talk. You guys don't want to know. You thought the game tonight was bad. Don't ever watch us play.
We got a good tweet. Because the phone lines are banned. sorry, phone calls are banned. The phone lines, I snipped them. I went out back. I just cut them all. I said, I don't know which ones come into my apartment. Just cut them.
Yeah.
But a longtime Patreon backer, friend of the or listener of the show, Snaps Mustache. He goes, I think 650 messed up and is airing an old Ducks Preds game from 2012. They announced goals by Corey Perry and Shea Weber. That can't be right.
Oh my God, Paul Correa's playing for the Predators. What? Steve Correa. Hey, that's another. That's another.
Preseason, but man, like it was just a dull one. I would argue that the Pucks in that post game show, which is the best in town, was a hell of a lot better and a little more entertaining than tonight's snooze fest. Canucks and Canadians. I had no idea Jeff Petrie was having a resurgence in fucking Montreal.
No, okay, this isn't a resurgence. Jeff Petrie's just been good.
Well, he's been good for the last 4 years. I mean, I just remembered him as
even when he was in Edmonton, he was good.
Yeah, okay.
Edmonton was just Edmonton. I mean, they're just like, well,
he's got to go.
He's got to go.
We need more top. We need top 6 dangling wingers.
Peter Shirley's just like fucking doing DMT and just being like, who knows, man? I'm fired. Well, I'm just gonna sign Mikko Koskinen into this deal. Whoa, Joe Rogan, what's up?
Jeff Petrie 2 goals tonight. Or did he
for the Norris?
That's what they were arguing, but I mean,
I think so. I think he's like Jeff Petrie is a shots machine, hits machine, penalty kill, power play, and is in terms of like power play stuff is like overshadowed by Shea Weber, but still produces.
Yeah, he played. I mean, he had 23 minutes last night, highest playing defenseman, 4 minutes on the power play, just 1 goal, 5 shots on goal, 2 hits, everything you want out of a number 2, maybe 1A, 1B guy. But
yeah.
The depth in Montreal is real, and it's impressive when they are all going. Just another. This is your stereotypical Canucks loss. You know, they don't come out ready. They never come out guns blazing. Didn't have a shot on goal until after the first TV timeout, which is about 4 or 5 minutes into the game, and just sat back and saying, "Well, Demko will get us out of this," and he did for a bit. This is a game that I mean. They've kept Tyler Toffoli looking human. And the fact that he is human again, he looks like 2017, 2018. Why?
He still got an assist, and he was a screen on the Weber goal too. Like,
okay, he had 2 assists tonight, but
oh my God, he had 2. Oh my.
Yeah, but he wasn't scoring 17 goals. So that's me. That's human. When you, I mean, what was the biggest monkey on the back? What was the biggest emotional hurdle the Canucks had to get over to turn any bit of this season around? It was realizing that Tyler Toffoli is not Mario Lemieux 1993.
Yeah, I love, that's the thing at the beginning of the season, we were like marred by our ex's past. And that was like a good month. That was like for a good month was the narrative of everyone that we lost that came back to bite us in the butt.
They're all so much hotter. No.
Hot is a perspective.
It's the energy. They come with a hot energy. I'm not saying it's look like
it's energy. Jesus Christ.
Don't explain to me how
superficial.
This is why
don't explain how hot works, huh?
Well, you should explain it because everybody I talk to, it's like,
know what's hot? Not being a white person named Ryan and coming into my restaurant and asking for an entire fucking pig, knowing that we're Muslim.
I told you,
and then asking our family, "Hey, can you please put a Quran in the pig?" I'm just kidding. I'm allowed to joke about that. You're not. That's what makes it great. I'm allowed to say these things because it's my inner dialogue and pain. No, but Ryan always just gets the chicken pesto pizza because it's the best pizza. But
I feel bad ordering a Hawaiian pizza. So
why? Yeah, right. You get no. This is way more interesting than the fucking Canucks game tonight. We already know what happened with the Canucks, but it's like Ryan. Every time you order Hawaiian pizza, And my mom's in the back just like crying as she puts the crumbled up ham on the pizza. And you're eating it. You're like, I'm sorry, but it's so good. It's salty and sweet and it's savory. It's so good. And my mom's like, I understand, Ryan. It is fine.
It's what one would argue is the superior holiday meat in terms of flavor alone. But yeah, they were marred by their exes, and it was this emotional hurdle that fans and players had to get over. And all of those exes have come right back to life. Markstrom is the same. He, starting to look the same guy. Big wins, bigger losses. Chris Tanev is Chris Tanev, the dullest vanilla milkshake ever. And Tyler Toffoli is he's somehow leading the, he's in top 5 in scoring in the NHL, but but it's not the same.
Points are points, man. Like at this point, man, I'm just like, okay, like we're gonna trust into the same process that got us here to go into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like, all right, well, this is why even when we beat Toronto, I was like, okay, that was nice.
You think they're flipped?
I was like, okay, that's nice, but I'm like, even at their best, like we've seen Toronto come and kill us, like 7-3 game was or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We know how we've seen these teams at their best, and our best versus their best is not gonna be a pretty picture for us.
No,
that's
the sad thing. Or not the sad thing, but it's like that's the unfortunate thing about this team and the way it's built this year and the way they're playing. And it's they overachieved in the bubble, as we will always come back to, and they are playing a little bit worse than they should be right now.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what's going down. Who do we play next?
The Canucks have 2 days off. They are very stoked about that. And then I don't know if it's at home, but they play Edmonton on Saturday. So Bubble
Demko again.
Okay, so they play in Vancouver, a 7:00 game, the way it should be, the way our fathers intended it to be. And this is the test for our boy Bubble Demko. This is the test for a lot of the team. And man, I'm starting to miss Elias Pettersson, but Elias Pettersson in this line
was Petey. Yeah, like was Elias Pettersson wouldn't have done it.
But when you see so few guys contributing to being offensive threats, when there's 1.5, you just kind of like, man, when's he coming back? When's his mysterious injury over? I think it's going to be out for I think he's going to be missing a handful of more games.
Okay, if he comes back, is he coming back as a center or a winger?
Oh, winger.
You think?
I think he needs to. I think as if JT Miller plays as well as he did in those last 3 games, and he's not angsty, brooding teen, can't get a ride to Hot Topic, and he's pissed off about it, teenager JT Miller, stick Elias Pettersson wherever it benefits the most. But I think that maybe the bloom is off the rose of the big hog.
Don't you quote Seal.
The kiss.
Don't you. This isn't Batman. Don't quote Seal.
I think
to Seal though.
I think shout out to Seal. He's got a pretty big scar. That's pretty cool.
Do you want to know how I got these scars? Wolves, fucking wolves.
But
Pop Star Never Stop Popping, such a great cameo.
That is a good movie. Underrated, a low key, sneaky, great movie.
Yeah.
I want to see. First off, I don't want to see Elias Pettersson rushed. I mean, you saw Brock Besser do that how many years in a row? Just let him heal. I mean, we've just spent half an hour talking about this is not the Canucks year, the way they're playing.
Yeah.
So let him get healthy, and if he comes back into an opportunity to thrive, put him in the best opportunity. And I'd like to see him play with Bo Horvat. I'd like to see him play with my the beacon, the apple of my eye, Tanner Pearson. Finally playing with a real winger. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's 100% sarcastic.
Okay, here's a thought. Fuck you. So I'm kind of, one thing I was thinking of, and it's more I'm watching Niels Hoglander play.
Yeah.
I'm really starting to envision that a Hoglander, Horvat, Podkolzin line.
That's the dream.
That is such a strong possession play driving line. Now the jury's out on in terms of like Podkolzin and his offensive ceiling, but I mean we saw well, yeah, but at the same time, we saw in the World Juniors he was making amazing passes that would just due to the Russian quality of the Russian players in that draft year, like they weren't finishing.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you think of moving Elias to the wing, and like it was brought up on the broadcast. So like Elias when he won MVP in the SHL or the Swedish Hockey League. Sorry, I always get Swedish Elite League and Swedish Hockey League like mixed up because it changed.
Yes,
they brought in like some KHL teams too. I don't know, it's fucking weird. But yeah, so you'd have like Petey, Miller, Besser, like a lotto line, but like mixed up. I don't know. And then you have Hoglander, Horvat, Podkolzin.
Yeah.
And then it's just the idea of like the bottom six. Like,
well, that's our
need to get
world.
Yeah, and like I don't there's that news of Utica where Cole Lind has been playing more of a center role. So like that's nice. Like going and getting a third line center that can be somewhat play driving and doesn't need to be like a 60-point center that you're paying $6 million a year to. Like you go get someone kind of wholesome and someone a bit underspoken for that role, which is so much better than what you have now, because now it's literally, I don't want to be a pessimist, but it literally is just a black hole.
That bottom six,
and there'll be these like flare-ups where Brandon Sutter has a goal, or Antoine Roussel goes on the bench and he's like, hey, what's up?
Antoine Roussel is not going to do anything. He is the most useless player on the Canucks, and
I don't know. It just kind of seems like he's kind of vanished. Like there was a time at the beginning of that contract where it's like, oh, this is okay. Yeah, he's potting goals. New Burrows, like Burrows light. Why not? And now it's just like, even in the bubble, like we're like, why the fuck are you poking Ryan Reeves? Like, what are you doing? Like,
or going after Fleury. I'm like, you're not going to fight Fleury. You're not going to fight Ryan Reeves. You just look like an idiot.
Yeah, you just look like an idiot. So, and then again, Jay Beagle in that context, it's demoralizing. And it's just crazy how, just go back to it. But Jim coming out and just being like, 2 more years. It's like 2 more years until you're out of the mess that you made.
But then you're going to want to keep being GM after those 2 years. So then you're going to be here for 15 years.
It's like, I would agree to it if I don't want to be, again, I hate being this because it's so easy to be this negative, but fuck it. It's fucking 11:20 at night. If Jim wrote an essay being like, these are the things that I did wrong and how I will strive to, like the thing the principal gets you to write after you sock a kid in the back of the head for like stealing your Pokemon cards.
We have very different suspension and punishments, but
shout out North Vancouver, Cove Cliff Elementary. Yeah, it's where you punch kids for fucking taking your Machamps. It's just a line where it's like, I will use my words instead of my fists. I will understand the importance of money and how the cap is at $83.5 million. And I will not use Francesco's blueberry money to live out weird Boston fantasies that Peter Chiarelli wouldn't let me do. Remember the Tyler Seguin trade video, and where they said, oh my God, Nathan Horton, is he done? Is he done in Boston? And Peter Chiarelli's like, yeah. And then it just cuts to that gif of Jim Benning going like this. Oh God. Like someone just died in a car crash. Nathan Horton's not coming back to Boston. And Jim's like totally. You know what? No, it says I don't know who this guy is. I don't know. Fraser Valley Bricks, never heard of him. I love how Arash very casually mentioned that the SHL added some KHL teams, which certainly never happened. I'm sorry. It is late. It wasn't. Wait. The K. Someone did. One of these European leagues did something weird.
The KHL added some Chinese teams that time.
Something, or like the Swedish Hockey League added like a Finn. I don't know.
Listen,
one of those things.
We'll look into it, and we'll have a fact checking segment on Monday's podcast as we wrap up the post game show. I think we're all in agreement. Thatcher Demko is incredible. He's everything we wanted him to be. I love the patience on him, and I hope that kid gets some run support. Arash, they are playing the Edmonton Oilers, who are hot to trot. They're getting a slump. They're getting a real fire started playing the Ottawa Senators. So, what is your predictions for Saturday's game as we wrap this mother up?
We're not wrapping this up. We're going until 4 a.m.
Let's go to the phone lines. We got Dennis from Delta here.
Okay, do it again. I'll do it.
I'm not doing it. It is late.
Please, I'll do it.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. We got let's see. We got Denise from North Delta. Denise, you're on with Ryan.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the line. What do you think of the next game tonight?
No.
Dennis? Denise?
Double bacon cheeseburger, Randall. Am I on the line?
You're on.
Oh, good.
You're on.
Good.
Yeah. What do you think?
I remember the golden goal. And Crosby's out here. And he, Brian Burke, he has some ideas. And I remember the golden, I was recently divorced after the golden goal was the prime time of my 40s. And I will tell you, back when I was 15, it's just like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is...
Wait, so did the golden goal, you get divorced after the goal, during the goal?
I don't know. We cut her off. We cut her off before she could finish her story because we hit the red button that was like, Michael wants to ask Demko or Markey.
Oh, Thatcher Demko, price tag and age.
Yeah, man, it's all about that price tag. Like you look at Jacob Markstrom right now, and it's like, oh baby,
we know what Jacob Markstrom could bring high highs, low lows,
high highs, low lows, no movement clauses until he's like 36, 37. That's crazy.
Raj, we're getting out of here. I want to hear your prediction for Saturday's game.
Oh, okay.
Canucks, Oilers.
Dude, after I saw the Ottawa Edmonton game tonight, which was like the most demoralizing thing, like even more demoralizing than whatever the fuck happened tonight.
Oh yeah,
like that was terrifying. I don't know. I just feel like unless McDavid and Draisaitl, like they're going to get their chances. And unless it was like that one Edmonton game where they were playing Edmonton back to back. And it was that game that I think we beat Edmonton.
It was the season opener.
Yeah. And then McDavid came back and scored a hat trick. It's like, that's what is it's either McDavid's either going to have a hat trick or he's going to hit the post fucking 19 times. It's either one of those things. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, McDavid's it's like, no, they're at like they have a score at will line. It's a cheat code. It's the Konami fucking up, down, left, right, AB start, fucking whatever. It just, Dave Tippett's like, all right, someone get me the goddamn controller. Okay, give me the piece of paper with the code on it.
Where's the game? Somebody blowing the Game Shark so I can put it on. All right.
Okay.
That reminds me of the Game Shark cheats for WWF Attitude, where you could have the female wrestlers weren't wearing anything, and our 12-year-old minds exploded that night. But we will wrap up the post-game show on that horny. That just reminded me of JT Miller moody teen trying to make sense of puberty.
Jonathan Tonathan. Taylor Tonathan.
We want hope for the best for Saturday, but yeah, a tough 5-1 loss to the hands of Tyler Toffoli and the Montreal Canadiens. Not the best, but hey, at least you got the post-game show, am I right?
Yes, so no, the golden goal. No, dude. Honest to God, like let's go off on one more. Give me a random caller and a name, and I'll try and do it.
All right, we're gonna go to phone lines here, which even though they were banned, just can't believe we keep getting these phone calls in. Going out. This is on the calling from his hands free on the Maryhill bypass. This is Rick from Port Moody. Rick, are you on?
Hello. Good evening. Hello, very handsome man. Hello. Thank you for having me, gracious host. Never been to hockey game. Odd enough, it's two things. I turn on a television and I see the white man with the skating on ice. And also is what is crippling loneliness for me to call in. I said, maybe I talk to this guy, Ryan, nice guy. Anyway, what I think is in Iran, where I'm from, thing is, right? Okay, why are you laughing? Why is this funny? I tell you something about my homeland. Okay,
I just was curious.
Okay, Mr. Ryan. Okay, Mr. Ryan, come.
Josh Anderson's penalty he took in the second period.
Oh yeah, so good. Anyway, what I think is like when person does not do their job, we do thing where it's called how you say what is word in English for you take them and you put them into a place where there is no freedom. Do you have name for that here?
Prison?
Sure. Okay. Sounds like good plan. Ryan, what you agree? You agree we put people in prison if they don't score at the goal? It's like soccer game in Iran. When people they don't score goal, we put them in prison.
What's
They
that?
don't do that. They don't do that. This is a satire. Guys. This is satire.
All right, that's it. I'm ending this charade on that satire.
We got canceled, guys. Thank you for supporting Pucks on Net. This was a wild ride.
Rash is canceled. R.I.P.
I give up, come on, I give it to me. Woo!